That's why we're doing this.
Exactly. Exactly. How's your day going?
It's been a little chaotic, but finished up my official work week for the week,
Nice.
and yeah, just kind of getting wound down from the week at work. It was busy,
Yeah.
and then seeing and hearing about like all the evacuations coming out of the territories, Kelowna, BC.
Scary, isn't it? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I checked with Sean Zabor
Yes.
and his staff, friends, family. Everybody's good for him in Kelowna right now.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. I mean, the west side of Kelowna, I just saw one of the parks or the resorts completely engulfed in flames.
Crazy, crazy.
On a positive note, at least we rescued that dog.
Yeah, I saw that happened instantly. Basically, once you guys got going, he was a foster parent.
Yes, he was. It's sickening to think that they didn't vet him properly.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of a lot of these like foster parent
Mhm.
plans or rescues where I have an acre on my farm. I'm gonna call myself a rescue. Like
Mm.
when you got lives at stake, yours, animals, there's going to be a better system in place.
Oh, yeah.
My sister has standard wire haired Dachshunds,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
and when when you've got uh, purebred dog, well, when you have any animals in your care, uh, they're a living being. They're a soul, just like your little person there that was ill. You got to look after them because they are part of your family.
And they don't have a voice. That's the other thing.
No, no, they don't. You can look at them and go, okay, yeah, they're hurting, they're sad, they're
Mhm.
whatever, but they can't say, hey, Dad, I hurt here. But
You
yeah,
know, someone had sent it to me yesterday, and I couldn't unsee what I saw, and I had to share it. Oftentimes, I don't like to share negativity, but I said, "There's no way I can just let this go."
yeah, no doubt, man. But because of the fact that you stepped up and took a negative situation, look at the positivity that's coming out of it. That that dog will go to a better home, will get the physical, like the medical care it needs, and that dog is going to end up finding a forever home and being loved and looked after like it should be.
Yeah.
Um,
Would you
but
have
yeah, that
done something if you had seen that in person?
would I probably.
Yeah.
It's one of the, I can't say 100% yes or no, but
Mhm.
yeah, because that's someone, something, that's some, that's someone that can't speak for themselves.
Yeah. A soul
Yeah,
coming from that place of anger and worry. I guess the posts from everyone, through the circulation, had that dog rescued within an hour from that individual.
nice,
Yeah.
good,
Yesterday it was
good.
rescued. So again, if he can do that in public to a dog, imagine what that dog went through in private.
No,
I,
no,
I, I don't want
I
to
don't want
imagine.
to. No, that's a bad place, and I'm sorry that that dog went through it, but their forever home is coming.
Absolutely. And she will always be loved.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Maybe we can get started for the listeners about who Chris Gore is and why he's so amazing. You're a good guy and you're doing some amazing things for our community, for all of us, as human beings, as men, as individuals that also have gone through the downs of life. Yeah, you're someone that's there to help us. Why is that? Why does Chris want to help people? Mm.
Chris is just a guy that had a lot of crap happen February, building up to February 2020. Near fatal accident for my mother, which she ended up with PTSD, broken neck. So that was something I was trying to deal with. A separation and divorce that I had to deal with. Get to February 2020, my sister's diagnosed with cancer. I'm living in the same community as my ex-wife was, working, doing my thing. And all of a sudden, this thing called COVID starts showing up. So now I'm feeling lost, alone, scared. I don't know what's going on, what's happening.
Mhm.
And because of this community, which was way smaller, way different, it's probably half a dozen people back in 2020. I don't even remember who it was, but I said, help, I can't do this. I don't know what to do.
And in terms of community for the listeners, and to give them a little bit of context here, you were born in Saskatchewan, am I right?
Yes, born
Yes.
and raised in Regina with a small stay in Indian Head for a couple of years. Yes, born and raised in Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan, okay. So you're in this small community. All of this is happening to you. Was there a moment where you said, why is this happening? What is going on with the world? Because not just your internal world, what's going on at home with mom, but just life as a whole. The world shifted. The world is in a pandemic. How was that for you? All of it.
It was crazy. It was scary because at that time, and I'm still currently, I work in sales. I'm on the road. So now with this pandemic thing that's sprouting up, what do I have to do to stay safe?
Mm-hmm.
I had customers that just went, no, door's locked, dropped parts outside the door. Then I went to the extreme where they're like, screw that, no masks, no
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Um and I'm trying to stay safe because my sister's about to go in for surgery and then she's gonna have her recovery. And I need to do what's best for me and my family.
Of course.
So it was a lot of the learning curve was huge in my mind. Um, but there, like I was saying, that community that was there, and for me, a community is a group of like-minded people, whether it be mental health, the military, first responder. A, your community, your tribe is what you make of it, or how you build it. And my community was a bunch of, at that time, was a bunch of veterans and current serving CAF members, and they were starting to a lot of these businesses like Mad Hatters, Wired Differently were just in their infancy. And these guys are popping up and saying, hey, you're not alone. We can do this. Call me, text me. And that's all because I said, help, I can't do this. Um, Never in my mind was I to the point where, okay, I can't be here. I don't
Yeah.
want to be here. So suicide was never an option for me. Like my mental health was never to that point. Um, so that started Chris on this journey that he's on now.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward 3 years, I've gotten to meet people like yourself, Satch. The names are endless. of the people that I've started to follow and talk to and talk to on a regular basis, joke, and somebody's having a bad day or they go silent on one of their platforms, they'll be like, start poking them, going, "Hey, what's going on? Haven't heard from you in a while."
I remember you did that to me. Actually, you've done it a few times when I'm silent, and you'll say is something that John taught you, which was, "How's your heart?" or told you, "How's your heart?"
Yeah, he's done that. He started that one. It's better than "How you doing?" in his mind, and I agree. Um, Last week when you were dealing with the anniversary of your mom's passing, which has got it that, dude, I can't imagine that. I don't know. There's nothing I can say to uh I can't empathize with you. I don't know. I'll just know it's probably tough,
But you can empathize because you have a mom, and you know the love of a mom is irreplaceable.
but yes, yeah, you're 100% right. Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have that in common.
Oh, for sure.
One is not here in the physical world anymore. One is, but there's this commonality of a pillar, someone that might have been strict on us, but she's had our back. They've had our back. Our six.
Should Oh, for sure. And I know with my mom, since her accident, I've had her six numerous times. Um, for her, the adjustment for PTSD has been a struggle. She's not the lady she was 2 years ago. She's doing great that way. But there was some scary times where you'd you'd look at her, you could look at her the wrong way, or she would hear like there were times where life was not all rainbows and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot for mom. So doing what I can or what I could, I did my best to help her.
You don't mind me asking, what kind of an accident was that she went through?
It was a single vehicle car accident. She had some black ice, 360s, rolled over, apparently went endo at least once.
Right.
Um, so traveling in a vehicle was tough for her for quite a while. So
How is she doing today?
I think she's up doing some diamond art right now. She that has become her savior, uh, her mental health break, where she
Mm-hmm.
can sit there and dot and not think and do her healing her way.
And that's the thing. We all have this journey, a unique journey. What worked for you or what worked for XYZ is not going to work for me. But yet there's still that underlining element, that string that kind of connects us all. It's so interesting as we meet each other, what this is all about. Mentel, you being a part of that meant so much, and seeing so many people come out and talk, it was warming to know that we're not alone here. None of us. This is the game of life.
And we need to do more.
I
And I know,
agree.
like,
We've talked about
you,
it.
Daniel and I have been talking, throwing some ideas around. Daniel and I have done one live on IG ourselves, and
Those lives need to start happening on Mentel, like almost like a little series that you guys are doing, even if they're not an hour long or whatnot. It just talking for half an hour, shooting the shit about a topic, and then just next.
it works for me.
That'd be amazing.
Um,
Because again, this is not a one person team. This is all of us. Yeah.
well, for sure. And that was one of the things that Daniel and I discussed was it was awesome to see how much conversation and community and how many people were getting involved in it for that month. Yeah, okay, we're a month and a half later and it's still happening, but it's not happening as much as it should be. It should, that's and with mental health struggles, we need to make it a daily
I agree.
occurrence.
It's not a month. Um, and the one thing I've always said is that I don't want it to be like a Bell Let's Talk. It's just for that day or whatever they're doing, and it's done. This is a forever thing that we're all dealing with,
If
whether we're
Bell
in a
want
good state or not a good state. Whether it's a good day or not a good day, we all struggle with mental health, and I think the more that people are aware of it, that they're not alone, the better off we as society can be.
100%. If Bell stepped up to the plate and said, every time that hashtag is mentioned in a text, video, message, 365, that would make a difference.
And what made you say, I want to be a part of this? Because you were there right from the get go. So I appreciate that.
It's funny because in my social media, I did a 25-day push-up
Yes.
challenge 3 years ago. Corey from Mad Hatters tagged me. And every time something like that happens, or your podcast, it's like, oh crud. Okay, yep, we're doing this. It's another somebody's, and we need to. The push-up challenges, the mental health ruck I did in June, Mantel. We have to step up. We have to help. We have to break the stigma. We have to do our part.
Mhm.
Chad Kennedy with C2C just finished leg 2 of his journey, and he's doing it again in 2025. Same year that Satch is going to run from the west, Chad is going to walk east to west. And these people are getting out there, putting their bodies through absolute torture to have those conversations, to get out there and talk to people, to raise awareness. And good on them. So what little bit I do, I'm all for it. Like when I started my Instagram, it was after I moved into my apartment on my own, and I didn't like it was my new journey. It was my new start of me after my marriage. So I would post stories, thoughts, push-up challenges. There's been numerous things where it's like I'm just going to share it. And there was a point where I'm getting people that are like, "Hey Chris, thank you. That was inspirational. You don't know what that did for me." And I was mind blown. Um, I'm just a dude. I'm doing me. I'm sharing my story. I'm doing my push-ups, and I got people coming and going, "Thank you. You made my day." And I'm like, "Well, I'm nobody special." It took me a while to realize, okay, you know what? By me posting my walks or me sharing my story, if somebody is encouraged or gets put in a better place, great, awesome. I'm glad I was able to help. Is there any? Do you want to chat? And I've done that. I had somebody we ended up chatting with for a while because they were just having a bad day. Cool. I got the time. Let's talk.
How do you know though when to chat with someone and when not to? Sure, let's chat with everybody, but not everybody is going to apply certain things to their life. And there are certain people that are just wanting to continue on the complaint train and not actually work on themselves. They utilize projections onto others. And we know that's the greatest opportunity to dive deep within, because I've been there. And I'm sure you have as well, Chris.
You know what? I've had those conversations, or you start saying, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
go check out that video by Jocko. Good." That was something that started my mindset change. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I will. We checked it out yet? No, I haven't had time.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple more conversations or interactions like that, and I'm like, okay, I've expended all the time I can. I'll still be, in my mind, I've expended the time I can. I want to. Um, Best of luck. Now, same scenario. It's like, go check out Jocko's good video. And they're like, wow, that really puts things into perspective. Um, I'm like, great, glad it helped. Or they'll be having in that chat, just back and forth in DM, and you get that vibe off of somebody, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
You know that this is genuine, and I'm willing to talk to you like that right there.
Face to face,
Um,
spade to spade.
yeah, or DM to DM, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put the time in.
Daniel brought you up, and for the listeners, Daniel's been on the podcast, but he brought you up, and he said you've been an inspiration to him, somebody that's been there in his darkest moments to help him out or help assist him. Where did that come from for you? Because we live in a world, we're so connected, yet we're disconnected, and people are only looking out for themselves, not for others. You're taking care of yourself, but you're also helping others, whether it's Daniel, myself, and so many others out there, from your actions and your words. Thank you, by the way, Chris.
Oh, my pleasure. That's an interesting question. If you're genuine, that night, Daniel and I talked about it recently again, and he was hurting. It was obvious he was hurting. Um, I don't know if you caught on, but his family is everything for him. And
I think I think I heard that.
that night things were not good. So I sat, I listened, I interjected. Um, I was just that outside sounding board for him. It's just somebody else to listen to. Listen to him. Um, I can't even remember exactly what was said, but it helped him through the moment that he needed. So I was glad I was there for him. It started a friendship that continues to grow on a daily basis.
We've never met each other, and we have a level of trust in strangers in terms of vulnerability, conversations that matter truly to us. We're okay to talk about it, and we're okay to open up, even though it's hard. Where did this come from? Where do you think it came from? This level of trust, this energy to say, this cloud or whatever we're on, it's okay. You're okay here. You're not going to be judged. You're not going to be shaken, destroyed. We want the best for you.
I think it has to it kind of gets its roots from the fact that you're having trouble or you're having an issue. I've had that issue. I've had a similar issue. Um, there's a commonality or a connection somehow. whether it be IG or Mental. Like,
Mhm.
there's people that on my social media that follow me. I don't know who they are, or if there isn't that connection there. But when you start sending me stupid jokes, or I do the same to you, and you develop that connection, you become more invested in each other, and as a collective, if I can borrow Chance and Sean's term, you want to do better, and you want to promote that continuity, or that community to improve.
It's interesting that on the journey of being better, getting better, you find comfort in people you didn't know or don't know. And you're able to build this level of authenticity and transparency with them compared to people that you do know. So close friends, family. And maybe that's because people think, well, you are this person and you can't change, or you may feel that way. So when you see a different lens portrayed on you, or a clean slate, a clean canvas, I think you can create a beautiful life, an opportunity at least.
For sure.
Mhm.
Um, when you adopt a resilient mindset, or a positive mindset, um, world things change, things happen.
So true,
Um,
isn't it?
if you wake up today is going to be a crappy day, I don't want to go to
Mhm.
work, I don't want to do this. This is happening. Guess what? You're having a crappy day. When you get up and go, you know what? I'm going kayaking tomorrow. I got to go to work.
Mhm.
Um, and work is actually pretty, I enjoy it. And it allows me to go kayaking. It
Yeah.
affords me to do the stuff that I want to do. So when you have that, I get to do this mindset, which I'm sure you've seen me say, or you don't have to do anything. You get to do it. Um, you and I are sitting in communities right now that are not under a forest fire evacuation. We're very lucky right now. There's going to be people adversely affected by it. But those people that have that, yeah, I didn't like that house anyway. I'm going to change it. Um, there was that knock on that truck engine. Huh, I get a new one now, or I'll end up with something different. Um, your point of view, your perspective is really important or has been for me.
Have you always been someone that's been able to have a positive self-talk within
No,
thyself? No?
no, no. That's kind of it started in 2020.
If you can put some context around it. Because, okay, so you've brought up the events, your mom, your divorce, the diagnosis of your sister, which, by the way, how is she doing?
Oh, she's good. She just had her quarterly assessment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's good. So, um, with everything that happened, and having a negative mindset wasn't healthy. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't where I wanted to be. And um, doing things like eye rest with a fellow. I've done it 3 times. The last time was with Daniel and some other people from the community, learning things like how to about meditation and understanding how my body acts and
Mhm.
feels, and doing what I can to look after myself. Um,
So
because
what
I
is
have
iRest, Chris? What is iRest?
iRest is a meditation system based on yoga, yoga nidra,
Mm.
and it starts. It's like it's a sheath is where it starts, and you grow from self to sensing. Like, you learn a way to understand how your body is reacting and sensing in the world. So like when I say my shoulders hurt, what's going on? Why are your shoulders hurting? Why are you tense? Um,
Oh yeah, okay.
so you start understanding, like, if you're having a rough day at work
Hmm.
and or you have that meeting with the boss and you got that pit in your stomach, that's your body telling you something's not right, or it's getting ready for uh possibly a confrontation.
Yeah, fight or flight, the gut
Yeah,
instinct, the energy. It doesn't lie, does it?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. And that was one of those things that I did that helped me along my journey to try and be better.
Would you ignore
Because,
those signs back in the day, pre 2020?
oh yeah, all the time. I still do today. And then you wake up and go, okay, you're an idiot because you had
Yeah.
that knot in your stomach all day, and um but I'm more aware of me and what I'm trying to be a better version of me. Because by being a better version of me, I can help those that need help. I can, because if I'm not doing well, I'm not feeling good, I'm not going to have the desire, energy, or want to uh, DM Zach and say, "How's it going, man? How are you doing?" I'm in a bad place, so why am I going to spend effort to uh, check in on you?
And you know what? The response time sometimes is delayed, and we may come to a conclusion. Well, that person is not wanting to talk to me or is not interested in talking to me, XYZ. However, we don't know what that person's going through. Maybe that person needs a minute, a day, a week just to recalibrate and get the courage to answer, because sometimes you're crippled. You just need that time alone.
For sure.
Hmm.
But in that time of crisis, you pick up that phone and, hey, somebody's thinking about me, or
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not alone.
No.
Um, Another fellow that, um, another friend, another brother, he says, if somebody's on your mind, pick up that damn phone, text them, call them. If they're Make that contact. Because if they're on your mind for some reason, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what they're going through. That might be the call that saves them from going over the edge.
You're so right. And the other thing is this is, has there ever been a moment where you're thinking of someone and they've just been thinking of you as well? And it's not one of those phony, like, oh, I was just thinking about you. They really were thinking about you.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that, I think the universe is complicated, but yet it's simple. And like you said, it's one of those things. Pick up the damn phone and call somebody, just so they know that, hey, you know what? Wow, Chris thought about me. That felt
I
good.
wasn't alone. I
I
wasn't
wasn't.
by myself. We as the apex race on this planet have really gotten lazy.
Mhm.
Intuition, got like listening to what our bodies are telling us as far as like, hey, that my spidey sense is going off. Well, there's three people that have been following me as I walk down the street. People will ignore that. So, like you were saying with energy and everything, we need to focus and we need to pay attention to that.
Mhm. Well, some people make us feel alive and good about ourselves. Others, you you almost become weary of and I don't know, anxious. That anxiety comes in, and you got to pay attention.
Yeah, because I don't need that. I don't want that. So,
Yep.
you know what? I'll be courteous, but from afar, I don't need that in my life.
I'm with you. I don't need confrontation. Again, it's who you were back then versus who you are today. That's progress. That's evolution. We grow, we learn, we make mistakes. I'm sorry. And
Hmm.
I'll try better. I'll try not to repeat certain things. That's all we can do. But to live in fear and to live in shame and to live with resentment and anxiety and the bad vibes around you, just politely escort yourself away from the situation if that individual is not willing to at least listen or empathize. And if they're just wanting to attack or have a rebuttal for everything you're saying, in forgiveness, then what do? You just have to leave.
100%. Um, yeah.
Who do you need to be there for? Why do you want to be better? Is it to be there for yourself finally, to love Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because to be and that I'm a work in progress, man.
I think
Um,
we all are. I don't think we'll ever reach. I don't know. I don't think there is an end. That's that's the beauty also, that there isn't an end. Could you
it
imagine just saying, "I've got it made. I'm good," because guess what? We've been there, and we know we weren't good. The ego can talk to you and tell you, "Hey, yeah, you're good,
oh,
man."
yeah, no, the ego is not my friend.
No.
Ego causes so much trouble. I need to be the best person I can so that when my new girlfriend, wife, whoever shows up, they can see me for who I am and I'm not trying to portray something I'm not. Is that um whoever
A
I'm
man in the
supposed to be
mirror, you can look at yourself in the mirror finally.
most days.
You want to be proud of you. You want to look at yourself and be like, this is me. This is who I am. The ups, downs, the flaws,
Oh,
all of it. This is me.
yep. Um, I lost 25 pounds between this time last summer and January.
Congrats, bro. Nicely done.
I
Oh,
put 10 pounds back on this
yeah.
between March and now. Well, I eliminated most of the sugar out of my diet last week because you're on the road. I'll grab a bag of chips and a pop and keep going. So I very limited what I did. Lost 2.5 pounds this week. That's a win.
But how was it in on your mind when you cut out the sugar, the withdrawals, short,
There was moments that it
yeah,
sucked. It's
like you're
like,
short
okay,
fused?
no headache.
Oh, headache. Okay.
I don't drink coffee, so I get my caffeine from Coke. But I drank more water. Um, and yeah, I just stepped on the scale this morning and went, oh, 2.5 pounds. Nice.
From sugar.
And that's exactly it. That's less sugar. I was hydrating with
Mhm.
water and I took the win. And there was a point when I wasn't taking the wins. I wasn't celebrating those victories. When I started this journey, I wanted to lose 40 pounds.
Mhm.
And it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. I was getting upset. I was getting frustrated. Okay, so somebody finally said, well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Right. So the end goal is 40 pounds, but when you lose 1 pound, that's a win. 2 pounds is a win. Don't get so caught up on where you want to be, but work towards that end game.
Mhm. It goes back to the micro wins and what you said earlier, the perspective. We're not dealing with what the rest of Canada's dealing with right now in certain areas, at least.
Yeah,
Being
we have
grateful,
to be.
doing the things, being thankful. So that 1 pound, I'm thankful for that. And just
Yeah,
celebrating yourself.
yeah. Um, Getting up in the morning, be thankful for that. Make your bed, be thankful for that. Because there are people that can't because their mental health is so, they're struggling so hard getting out of bed. Making their bed is not a viable option right now. So that day that they get up and make their bed, that's a win. They need to celebrate that.
That's a win. Yeah. When we look at mental, you've thought about maybe a book club or sorts around that. The goal is to find ideas to work together that helps all of us grow. What do you think mental could have? Even again, these are layers. It's not a one fit program or one fit conversation. These are slivers, and we all need to have them in there. Bookmarks.
The A book club, for lack of a better term, would be an option. Doing a weekly live with Mentel and grabbing somebody, whether it be Satch on his 22 marathon journey or you and Daniel getting on there for a little bit.
And
I'm
what do you say?
hop. I'm
Talk about a book? Talk about a certain book?
Well, not even that. Just talk about your day or how it's
Oh,
what's
interesting. Okay. Yeah.
like if you're gonna do a regular Mentel live, grab a couple guys and just sit there and chat about what's going on. The book club, get a book and discuss the chapters or how it related to me or what you thought of. Like, get have those conversations. Just have a conversation. Because if you pick the right book, I'm sure it would relate to a lot of people.
Oh, 12 rules of life.
Yes, I have to get back at that one. I've started it 3 times and I keep getting away from it.
Yeah, it's right over there.
Nice.
Yeah. You send me ammunition and I appreciate it because I'm able to repost it because it's something that worked for you. And then I can put it on the story. So I do appreciate that as well.
Oh, my pleasure. I need to do more. I'm feeling kind of stuck in my progression right now.
Okay.
Um,
In terms of what, like personal journey or
yeah,
your
yeah,
progression of helping others? What kind of a,
just my journey. Like I'm not moving forward at the speed I want to be or where I want to be. So I'm not on my IG posting walks and everything on a
Mhm.
regular basis. But I'm getting
But
out of
how
that
clear is
funk.
your target? How clear is your target? Do you know exactly where you want to go? And I ask this because there are moments where my aim is not narrowed in. The bullseye.
Yes, for my next evolution, I have a target. It's
Nice.
find my own apartment. Since I moved home, I've been living with my family. And I'm very grateful for that and what they've been able to do for me. Um, in that time frame, there's been a lot of struggle amongst us. Last summer, I left a job that wasn't healthy for me. And everybody's crying for they need workers, and it took me 6 months to get the job I have currently. So I had a place to stay, I had food in my belly, and this was my family helping me, which I'm so grateful for because I wasn't trying to figure out how to get back on my feet with having everything pulled out from underneath me. So they were there to support me for that. But I need to get on my own feet, firm footing, so that I can progress on my journey.
What do you hope for when you look at yourself 5 years from now? That Chris, what do you kind of vision?
I Chris from 5 years from now, he's he's looking at like maybe going back to school. I'm start When I'm on the road for 4 days a week, I get a lot of windshield time. So I end up thinking about a lot of things, weird and good, bad, ugly, weird. And maybe I need to go back to school because this sales thing is great. I've done well. I can talk to anybody about anything. So that's not a problem. But is it what I want to do for the rest of my adult life? I don't know. So it's maybe finding that next evolution on what I want to do. And I'm looking at maybe something in the mental health field.
A counselor, a therapist,
Counselor, therapist, a mental health first aid trainer, doing something because
Well, I think more organizations need it anyways. They need a mental health component or a department.
100, yes, yes. And that's how the mind, that's how the stigma changes. That's how the everybody's mentality changes. Is
And
when it's
progression changes. I was talking to someone actually earlier today, Chris, and she had said, um, if if you're feeling good, your company thrives. That organization thrives as well. So if they can invest into their people a little more, how are you doing? Even that one phrase, because in corporate structures, you don't see that a lot. It's, hey, did you get that presentation done? Or I need this right now. But what about, how's your day going? You doing okay? Imagine if that was okay to do. I don't know why it's not. And that barrier needs to be shattered.
completely. Um, if you look after your people, they will look after you, right? So your manager, boss, whoever says, "How are you doing?"
Mhm.
Um, that's big. Like I saw a video that Simon Sinek did once, and the manager comes in and says, your performance is down for the last 3 months. Pick it up, or we're gonna have to let you go." Or the manager comes in and says, "Your performance has been falling off. What's going on? What's happening? What can I do to help you?" So you take that perspective of, I want to help you, or pick up your socks or you're gone. You're gonna find people are gonna go, wow, they care about me. They want to be around. They actually want me around. So you're gonna want to do more. You're gonna be more productive. Like, it's a game changer.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to be in Alberta for the event with Mo? Boots on the ground. I love it. It's blurry.
Mo,
Hold on, it's
oh,
blurry. Let's see. There we go. Boots on the ground, Alberta. Nicely done.
that's for you, Mo. And yes, I am. I'm bringing one of my best friends
Yeah.
with me. We're coming out. I haven't had any vacation. He hasn't had any vacation. We're going to drive out. Not trying not to make too many plans. There are a couple of people I want to try and visit. And luckily, we get to meet at Mo's event. So I'm excited about that. That's another thing that has been very important to me is those connections. Satch came out, flew in, did a 5K run with real cops, real life Corporal or Constable Wilkinson. They went for a
Steve.
run.
Steve.
Steve, yes.
Yeah.
They went for a run, and I showed up and I chatted with them and got to meet Satch. And that was important to me. Another friend of mine from Hamilton, her volleyball team came to nationals here in Regina this spring. And it was for 20 minutes at the volleyball court. We got to chat a little bit. We got to meet. And get to meet Mo, get to meet you. I'm not sure who else is coming, but those connections is strengthening that. There's not going to be any shyness or anything. It's going to be like, how the hell are you, Zach? Good to finally meet you in person.
And that's the thing. We're a network, and it, like you said, there's no shyness. You're right. It's what's going on, Chris. Here's that big hug that we've been
Exactly.
needing. Yeah.
And the stupid pictures and
You sending
the
me dogs, French bulldogs.
yeah. We I I'm a sporting dog guy. So I begrudgingly send you your Frenchies, but going to that event is important because I don't have you met Mo yet?
Not in person, but we've talked quite a bit, and he is an exceptional person, and I look forward to meeting him.
He and I did a live one night when I was on the road, and I'm excited to see who else is there. And
Have you met Chance Burles or Sean Taylor?
no, I haven't met Sean or Chance. I've done a round table with no, I've done a round table with Chance and with Sean.
Nice.
This was a while back, and it was pre-Canadian
Collective?
podcast,
Okay, yeah.
and that was when Sean was just getting his toes in the
In the game.
interwebs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but if I get the chance to meet them, 100% I will. There's a half a dozen or more people that you've had that I would love to meet if I have the chance off your podcast. They're
One day we got to have a reunion where we have everyone just together in one room. Imagine what that would be like.
wow, do you realize what kind of problems we could fix? Because when you get those like-minded people,
Mhm.
doesn't matter where you come from, but you just want to be better. You want to lift people up, not push them down.
Because we know what it feels like, and oftentimes it's us letting ourselves down or have let ourselves down.
Yeah.
I have this quote here. It's been something that I've looked back on many times, and that is the same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. It's not about the circumstance, but rather what you're made of. Isn't that true? It's not
Yeah.
about the circumstance, but what you're made of. And if we came together in a room, imagine that force, that energy.
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy, actually. Even like Op Pegasus jump, the
Yeah.
veteran and first responder uh, activity that Tim Taylor puts on.
Tim Turner.
The,
Yeah.
Tim Turner, um,
Gunny.
Gunny. I got a story about him, but um, the energy from that room, from that drop zone, from that group of people, when you start associating, that's a whole. When you draw the energy from the people you're around. Um, I was on Facebook or Facebook Messenger one night when I was in
Yeah.
Nipwin, and this dude pops up and goes, "Hey, you." We start chatting, and he starts telling me who he is, what he's done, and I'm starting to go, "Yeah, right. Highly unlikely." Like I thought he was somebody that was pulling my chain, and then I'm like, "Oh crap, Gunny is who he is. Oh, he is not a man to mess with."
No.
And because you'll get people like I ran into somebody this week that was telling me a story or feeding me a line where I'm like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, my friend, and you can just stay over there and I'll do my thing and we'll carry on.
Like
Um,
borderline stolen valor.
um,
Like what was that
no,
guy's name again? Frank Gervais or something Gervais. Do you remember that story about some guy in Quebec that had stolen valor and started going to remembrance days and started wearing all that
there's
stuff?
been a couple.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, who the hell? Why
Uh,
would you do that?
because
It's
they have a
earned.
lot of,
Yeah.
oh, it's earned. Like when Gunny or Sean Taylor says, this is what you need to do, or this is how it should happen. That's experience talking, whether it be parachuting or
Mhm.
coaching, or those are guys that have the history to back themselves up.
It's not theoretical or just opinionated. This is, I don't know how many times Sean Taylor or Gunny have jumped out of airplanes. Parachuting?
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Hundreds, if not thousands. Yeah.
Now, when you show up at a Remembrance Day wearing a bunch of uniform bits and pieces or wearing one type part of one uniform with another,
Mhm.
you number one, you have some sort of problem. Like there's something wrong with you to want to act or portray something you're not.
Yeah.
Um,
And you got to deal with that. You got to go within yourself and say, okay, do I want to maybe join whatever it is and participate and earn it? Because there's something about the gratification, what you get from earning something for yourself. It's not for others. It's for you because you've broken that ceiling, that level, and moved up in whatever it is you want to do in your life. It's for you.
it's 100. Yes, wait. I've decided that I need to start living.
Yeah.
So, bungee jumping, whether it be BC, where I get off that bridge, or I want to bungee jump. I want to go and parachute. Go to Op Pegasus. I will pay for that first jump and go, yeah, not for me,
Have
and
you
just
skydived before?
no,
No,
never.
neither have I. But if I was going to do it, I don't know any better place or with better people to do it with.
Well, and
Those are the guys you want.
those are the people that you've developed a relationship with and you trust. You could go to any drop zone and skydive, but are you going to have the memorable moment or have the memories you will going from drop zone XYZ, or doing it out at the island where Gunny throws you out of the plane and he's trained you.
And he's the guy I would want to train me in this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's the man.
Um, I like to hunt.
Do
I
you?
haven't done it recently.
What do you hunt? Black bear?
No. Moose and elk are my favorite things to hunt.
Have you hunted a moose?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. How massive are they? Because you hear how big they are. Are they
My
ginormous, 7 feet tall
Oh, they
sometimes?
can be. They
Yeah.
can be. My buddy and I, when we went on our first moose hunt, we ended up taking the cow and the calf.
Oh,
And
wow.
I took the calf. Yeah, either it's like a small horse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's enough. That's good.
Um, but if I had Tim Tim Turner or Sean wanting to coach me on marksmanship, damn right I'm gonna listen. They're an expert in that. That's one of their expertises. Um, or Sean in mindset on doing the actual process of shooting. If you can find the right people to coach you or want to share their information, you're in the right place.
Man, I wonder what I'm good at some days. You know?
Talking to people, you've got passion for your province,
Mhm.
your family. Um, Dude, you've
The
got
animals. Yeah.
animals, talking to people, promoting Canada.
Yeah.
You got a lot of things that you're really good at,
Mhm.
and I'm still learning where you dabble in all of this. Like your pictures this morning of Tofino. I went out there a few years ago with my ex-wife, and it's beautiful,
Mhm.
crazy beautiful. You got to do it right.
Yeah.
We stayed in Euclid, and she drove up. We
Oh,
drove
yeah.
up
Yeah.
to Tofino so she could go surf.
Nice. I stayed in a van. Yeah.
Hey, that's a cool memory right there.
Hmm.
Wasn't Long Beach? Don't they encourage you to stay, or they have
Yes, they have a
camping?
camp. Yeah, they have a glamping thing, but I drove up in one of those vans from Calgary. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Long
so
trip. Yeah,
and that's the thing, making memories.
true.
Um, when I was still in the like active with the cadet program, I went on a winter instructor's course,
Hmm.
and I slept in a snowbank. I made a snow shelter. I slept in it. I still remember that to this day. And that was one of the things that the instructor said was, okay, do you want to provide these kids with uh, skills, or do you want to provide them with memories? If
Memories.
you can make memories, which
Hmm.
at Mo's launch, we're going to have there'll be memories made.
Oh, yes.
Jokes will be had. And I remember I moved south and I was trying to keep contact with people up north, like in Nipawin, 4 hours away. And slowly the communication started getting less and less. And then I read something where if you're going to put the effort into talking or being part of somebody's life, they should be doing the same. If they aren't
Mhm.
doing that, it's not worth your time. It's not exactly the way it went, but I think
I get it. Yeah.
um so you want to put I'll put my time in with people that want to do it, want to be I got all the time for you for Mentel that I can because it's something that's beneficial and you're willing to put the time in. The 30 plus men that contributed.
Mhm.
They've put the time in.
Oh, yeah.
There are a bunch of people out there that want to make men's mental health, or they want to improve men's mental health.
Boots on the ground. What exactly is that from what you know, Chris? And is there one out there in Saskatchewan yet or not yet?
No, boots on the ground started in Ontario, and Mo is the kickoff of September. And what it is volunteers that are first responders,
Yeah.
military, that volunteer to be that voice on the other side of the phone, so that when your public safety people are struggling or they want to talk to somebody, they can get to somebody that goes, "Hey, I was an EMT, I was a paramedic. I understand where you're coming from." It's a peer support program of first responders and CAF veterans, meant to, their focus is the veteran and first responder community.
So is it a helpline? Would
Yes,
volunteers
it's
go to a certain call center?
I'm not sure. I
Okay,
believe it's cell phones.
nice. Yeah.
Um, but like Mo said when we were talking, you're out struggling. You happen to see the boots on the ground number. Oh, you're not a veteran. I'm not helping you. Not the case. They will direct you to whatever support you may need. The biggest struggle
Yeah.
talking to different people like veterans and public safety is you don't understand what I've gone through, what I've done, the job I've seen, what I've gone through. That is a
Mhm.
big mindset that a lot of them have. And you're right. Um, a general duty police officer is not going to understand what a forensics police officer may or may not have
No.
seen.
Mm.
But but at least that general duty police officer can phone Boots on the Ground Alberta and at least talk to a public safety person
Mhm.
that says, "Hey, I was a firefighter. It sucks. I understand where you're coming from."